Hello there.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
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 Poggies, we're here.
Oh yeah.
We are here. So, first of all, good evening, everyone. Hello there. Oh, good night. Whatever. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. Both the cast and the people in the chat watching.
Take this off.
I hope you guys are having a wonderful time. So, today we have episode 61 of El Rune, which is obviously amazing. But you guys are wondering, oh my god, you've been doing this for like 61 episodes? There's gotta be a place where I can find all the other 60. And there is. Exclamation mark YouTube, and you'll find the link to our YouTube channel where you guys can you know, figure it out by yourselves and find the other episodes. If you're on YouTube already, well, welcome. You're in the right place. And if you want to watch this live, just scroll down below and click on the Twitch link there. And, you know, you might catch it up live sometime. Or you might not, you know. Sometimes...
Enjoy the recordings.
Yes, sometimes, you know, life gets in the way. You got to take a poo-poo whenever the episode's going on. And it might take like 3 hours, and then you can't watch.
Happened to me with me before.
Yep, there you go. We've had Born had to take a poo poo mid-session, so you know it happens.
True.
Also, I would like to remind all of you that the beautiful people in the cast all have the social media links down below. If you scroll down below, you'll find them, and it would please me greatly if you guys would go and check their stuff out. I heard that Thorbjorn or Born just launched his new OnlyFans. You'll find the links down below. Find pictures of butt and feet, so you can enjoy that hopefully. Also, oh well, I was gonna say also, but no. Aside from that, I guess we're all done and we're ready for today's episode. So, without further ado, it is time to roll out
our intro.
Outro.
Slash
intro.
Something in between.
Okay, the intro slash outro.
Just roll it.
And get us right into the next episode of Rune.
Yes.
All right, and we're back, guys. Volumes on what's together?
Do you think we are beginners on this, or?
Yes, I do. In fact, think you are beginners.
Sure, dude. Just wait a second until I yeah. Oh.
Just wait a second until I use Revivify on a rock. All right.
Or give away your only piece of armor.
So, let us get back into the world of Rune with a little bit of a recap of last episode, which was pretty weird.
It was a journey.
Last episode told the tale of how our heroes proved to us they are a very socially apt group
No.
capable of talking their way out of any situation. It began with them having the most awkward conversation possible with the two strangers that entered Shen's room. Not for even 1 second were they afraid these two people might be dangerous to them or to Shen, and they simply welcomed them into the group immediately, completely dodging the concept of stranger danger. After a bit of conversation, quote unquote, our heroes found out that they were Zed and Kain, two members of the Order of the Shadows, but a different branch that had split up from the one they have been fighting. In fact, these two were the ones responsible for the murder of one of the masters in the Council of Shadows, the one named Kusho. These two assassins had come to offer help to the BDC and made themselves available to the group in any way they could. They all deliberated, and it was decided that Zed was to go to Ionia City to gather information, and Kain was to stay in Shen's room to serve as a guard. Still, one problem was yet to be solved. How were they to travel to the temples where the artifacts that could weaken Dumral were? While Sade figured out how to solve this, Eclipse went on to help some of the refugees even while within his moonlight form, which caused some reaction within him, making him feel his other side gain some strength, even at night. Our Vastaya rogue managed to find a familiar face among the refugees. It was Lady Zune, the owner of a shop in Ionia City to which the BDC had gone to and where they had bought a lot of their items.
Yep.
She was able to teleport the group to places, however, they'd have to pay a price, as it is very hard for her to do it. A lot of arguing took place, even annoying the generally very nice Lady Zune, but the group convinced her to go with them if they gave her Brido's armor, which he had bought from her, as well as his mask. The deal was made, and the spell was cast, transporting the whole group to the Jade Gates of the Shojin Monastery, and leaving Lady Zune unconscious on the ground. What awaits the BDC inside the walls of the Jade Monks? Will they manage to take the artifact? That's what we'll find out in this episode.
Yeah.
So,
I just want to say, can you all just eat? Oh my god! Impossible
Sorry if I
to
was
take a
working and I
break.
had
Like,
to
what the hell?
run. Okay, sorry.
Says no.
If I have a life.
Sorry.
put it in your
says
butt.
says the girl that's always eating every episode. She's
Yeah.
eating
But
Pringles.
it's a snack! It's not eating Pringle.
This is also a snack.
Guys, look. I am the only one in this whole thing that has not eaten in one episode.
You can't!
So,
you know, you
shut
kinda
the
need
fuck
to
up, push through it, and let's do this, alright? So,
talk.
getting back to where we were.
You know, I got my limit of print screen, so I'm done.
You were
I'm
on
just gonna share.
you are on the outside of the walls of the Shojin, the white walls with these jade tinted pillars all around that have the gold serpent wrapped around them, and the completely jade made gates that are just gigantic compared to you. You guys had teleported a little bit away from the walls, about, I would say, 100 to 200 feet away from the walls, and as you arrived, Lady Zune, the one who teleported you here, fell unconscious on the ground from the exertion of the spell that she cast.
I pick her up.
You pick her up.
Like I carry her on my arm.
All right, she is limp. She's completely limp on your arms. Her arms are like down.
Is 100% unconscious?
She is unconscious, yes.
Wow.
Can I do anything to wake her up?
What would you like to do to wake her up?
Slap her face.
Mini slaps, like wake
All
up.
right.
You actually wanted to.
As you mini slap her, her last breath comes out and she died. No, I'm just kidding. She would not die from your weak ass slaps. If it was Thorbjorn, maybe, but not you. You slap her face, no reaction.
Okay. Can I?
Would I feel like that a heal would bring her back, or is just exhaustion and?
Roll an Arcana check for me.
Okay.
Can I assist him?
You can.
I just give him
16.
advantage.
Give him advantage then. Go ahead, you can roll with advantage.
Okay.
Oh, just roll again, I mean.
I'll do it. Yeah, never mind.
Thank God that was advantage. So you figure out that you might be able to get her back up with a heal, but what she had done has exhausted her magically as well. You see that her scarf that she wears that has almost this translucent look to it is now completely opaque, and it's just it usually it's sort of like flowy and floaty around her neck, and now it's just it feels limp and just like a regular scarf. You feel like she has exhausted her magic and is very, very weak right now, but you feel like a heal might bring her to breathe, or she is breathing, but it might get her back up.
I'm gonna cast a Cure Wounds then.
All right, go ahead, cast your Cure Wounds at the level that you want.
It's just a level 1 to see if she wakes up.
Stingy. All right, you cast Cure Wounds at level 1 as you focus the radiant energy in your finger and you just touch her forehead slightly. You see the radiance begin to spread around her face and into her nose, and she wakes up in Thorbjorn's arms, and she looks at Thorbjorn and she's like, and begins just wailing around to get out of your hands. You let her go. You're muted.
Yeah.
Okay. She just drops down on the floor. I passed out. I passed out, right? I passed out.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, relax, please.
I'm okay. I'm okay. We're here. This is the place, right?
Yep.
I'm hoping so.
Thorbjorn,
Yeah,
you
it
recognize
is.
this is the place.
Yeah,
And
it
she,
is.
she goes, all right. So, you might want to know, I can't do anything for the rest of the day, probably. I've exhausted everything I can, so please just don't let me die.
No
I
worries.
won't. Stay
Maybe,
close.
you know, Bridal has.
All right, I'll stay close. And she kind of like just stands a little like next to Thorbjorn, but a little bit behind him.
Maybe not close to that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
No.
We can
she's
go.
still pinging for me, right?
she is very much so.
No. You should.
She goes
I'll
behind.
do another healing on her.
You're gonna do another one. All right. How much? Go ahead.
I'm gonna go to her and might I use the armor one more time to heal you?
She kind of gives you a look and says, "You would have to attune to it again. That would take an hour."
Right.
I'm sorry.
Never mind then.
You've made your deal.
I know.
And it's funny because
Um,
you bought this from me and now you just gave it back. I promise I will put it to good use, though.
I thought we were over with that discussion.
I'm sorry. It's my nature to make fun of dumb people. All right.
Stay like that then, and I'll turn around.
All right. She kind of goes behind Eclipse this time instead of being behind Thorbjorn. She kind of stays behind Eclipse.
Oh, that one. No.
When you
I'm
say
good.
that, she
Nay.
looks she looks at you. Then who?
The guy just denied the armor I made fun of.
He doesn't have an armor. Why should I stay behind the guy that's not even protecting himself?
Yeah.
You can stay behind me.
Because of you.
I've put in the leather armor that I still
Yeah.
had with me. So
Yeah, but you know.
yeah, I know.
So
I know.
she stays behind Eclipse, and what do you guys want to do? You're pretty much 100 to 200 feet away from the actual gates of the Shojin Monastery.
I march straight in.
All right, the gates are closed, by the way.
I knock on the gate.
All right, as you begin approaching and walking forward towards it, you see at the top of the gate there are two monks, sort of like on the walls, upwards on the gate, and one of them goes back, and you sense that he might have, you know, gone down to get someone or inform someone, while the other one is just staying and looking at you while you approach and knock on the gate. He's not saying anything. Then as you finally wait for about, I would say, 2 to 3 minutes with the guy just staring at you. He's completely bald, shaved off, has this sort of like bushy little beard that kind of just grows on his neck, and he's just like staring down at you. Finally, a familiar face comes up to the gates. A familiar face to you, Thorbjorn. It is Master Rune. You see this man with this long, dark, gray hair, like completely slicked back. It's sort of like black hair, but it is graying on, you know, the roots, and it's gray streak. There's like long parts of his hair that just are completely gray. He has this bushy beard as well, but sort of bigger, and it's not just like, you know, a neck beard. He's got a full beard, but it's very bushy. He reminds you a little bit in terms of build. He reminds you a little bit of Wugan, the former Shojin Monastery that you faced. He's like huge, bigger than Thorbjorn, has these like big arms that look like fucking tree trunks, and he's holding a glaive, and he comes up to the gate and begins looking down, and as he does, his voice comes out. Thorbjorn, is that you?
Yes, master, and I take a bow.
He kind of looks back, that he takes his posture back and straightens his back. What do you want?
We have much to discuss. If you would please open the door, open the gates.
Open the door. Hold the door.
You kind of see him like trace the whole group now with his eyes.
Does that sense hostility a little bit?
I'm sorry, what?
I smile.
Do I sense hostility?
Yeah. Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
fuck.
All right.
That's what I'm...
So he begins spinning his glaive in the air and then smacks it on the wall, and as he does, the gates begin to open for you guys to enter.
As we are walking in, I turn to Sade, Eclipse, and Brido and say, do not do anything that pisses them off. And I especially look at Eclipse.
Oh, I'm like,
Okay.
oh, it's actually not me? Oh, okay.
All right. So, do you guys walk in?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
As you walk in, suddenly, 3-point landing right in front of you. You see him, Master Rune, now standing over 2 meters tall. He kind of goes up to you and he kind of stops you in your way, Thorbjorn, as you're leading them. And then one of the two guards drops down as well. And he says, Thorbjorn, I heard you were traveling with other 3. I see other 4. Who's the extra?
What?
She's the one that made possible for us to reach here so fast.
Lady Zune kind of goes behind Eclipse and says, hi. And Rune just... What happened to the spear, Thorbjorn? How do you dare bring it back here like that?
The spear is fine. The spear just reflects what its wielder is feeling.
And you've forgotten your teachings. Out of all people.
I haven't forgot what you taught me. I just made it my own.
Well, you see him sort of lift his hand up, and as he does, the gates begin to close behind you. And now that you are here, you manage to sort of look out, and the sounds that you were hearing from outside, the sounds of like yelling and like sort of like banging on rock and on dirt, you now see the courtyard in front of you, and the sounds of the practicing monks now completely fill the air around you. And on the right side, you see them practice this like these like strong and high impact moves that feel like they're tensing their muscles, and they're stepping strongly, and their ki sort of like stays tight around their bodies, and it makes it more rigid, and it makes it even sort of rock-like. And you've seen Thorbjorn do this when he was following the teachings of the Shojin. It's very similar to his strength of the mountain. And on the left of the courtyard, the courtyard is kind of like bisected. It is completely just made of grass. On this right side where they're practicing this style, the floor is the grass is all kicked around, and it's just dirt at this point, and rock that just flies everywhere. But on the left, you see more monks, but practicing these gentler and more tender moves. Almost like gliding through the air and making absolutely no noise. And you see their ki, the green mist just moves and flows slowly, synchronized with their breathing completely, as it just moves from one to another, almost as if they're in this this dance. And Rune, as you guys sort of absorb this thing, he goes to Thorbjorn directly, and he is now completely fixated on Thorbjorn, and he says,
all right, what do you want to discuss? What do you need of us?
Can we speak on a more secure location?
There is nothing more secure than the grounds where we practice.
From my travels, I've learned that open areas can be a little bit deceiving.
And he answers with, have you never heard that walls have ears, Thorbjorn?
Well, I was thinking that these ones wouldn't.
Well, in these days, we keep a very close circle. If you have any business, say it here before we take it inside. What have you come here to look for?
So you might have noticed the big trail in the sky.
Yes, and you might have noticed the increase in monks practicing here. We are getting ready to fight.
Well, we pretty much came because of that. We found a way to, well, let's just say to weaken the dragon that became released. And for that, we are on a quest, per se, to retrieve all the 4.
You want the artifact spear to kill Dumral or to weaken him. Yes, we teach that here in classes, which you didn't ever pay attention to.
Well,
But
different times.
we are aware of these artifacts, and we do have one in our possession, as you know. Or you should.
Yes, that's why I'm here.
Very well. You will head inside. Master Zunan should be waiting for you on the first floor.
Very well. Thank you, Master. And I take a bow.
he doesn't bow back. And he moves out of the way and sort of keeps giving you, he's always giving you this like raised eyebrow. He doesn't seem very content with what you've done to the spear of Shojin, which was the artifact that was the most important to the Shojin here. So as you guys go to walk in,
but I just wanna, as I passed by that guy, I just wanna
bow.
Slow, like,
I just smiled all the way.
As you bow, Brido, he bows back to you.
Do I see him
where I
bowing?
am.
No, it would be as you guys are walking. Brido is going to walk behind you, so you would be lasered in on focusing ahead.
Okay, so I do notice his hostility towards me, right?
Of course, it's very. He's not hiding it at all.
Yeah.
Not making an effort to mask it.
As I'm going forward, I turn back and I turn my head and just say, even Shojin didn't disapprove the path that I took.
Kind of looks at you, looks back at the others, doesn't seem to care very much for what you said.
Okay.
All right. So you guys move on through and cut through the sort of the monks that are practicing. And you reach the temple and you immediately see sort of the build of the temple is very, very, very unique. You see sort of like it's made out of these wooden pillars that sort of like they curved and support these many domed ceilings that seem to be raising in level, kind of like mountain-like. Even the pillars, they sort of like separate themselves as tree branches that are sort of reaching out to expand their canopy, and light comes inside from all of these holes from the branches sort of supporting the dome. And immediately as you walk in, you have stairs that you climb up, these like central stairs that lead you to the first floor. And you see there's a path to the right and a path to the left. This is probably your least favorite area that you remember, your least favorite floor here, Thorbjorn, because to the right there is sort of a study zone and a library and a lot of teaching spaces, which you never really enjoyed very much. And to the left, it is the whole sort of meditation place that the Shojin have here. And on the first floor, these like marble floors that have these jade tints to them and jade designs that form sort of like this serpent that just goes along the stairs and continues climbing all of the stairs up to the last level. You see Master Zunan, hunched old man with very, very bushy eyebrows and very, very tanned skin. He is Grandmaster Zunan, the leader of the order, and your former Grandmaster and a great master of healing magic and medicine in general. He is considered quite a genius in Shojin history, and you would know this, Thorbjorn, from your time here. He is pretty much capable of really curing anything, everything that you had ever seen, from the deepest wound to the strangest disease. This man was able to always focus his ki and properly heal it. And as you approach, he's waiting there with his staff, like kind of like holding up against it, and he goes, "Oh, if it isn't you, Thorbjorn, you little rebel. How are you doing, my good old student? I would still like to consider you my student."
I take one of the deepest bows that I.
Forehead to the floor bow.
Oh yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. And I look back before doing. Look back at everyone, like signaling all do the same. Like,
I
do
don't
like
forehead to the ground, but
not forehead to the ground, but,
I just bow.
take a bow.
All right.
In respect of the master.
Oh,
And I
I'm
say,
crazy with the monks.
Get up, please. Don't do that.
and I say, yes, master, you'll be, at least for me, forever, one of my great masters.
And he kind of like he walks up to you, sort of.
Come here. Lower your head.
I lower my head.
And he switches the staff to his left hand because I just realized I had it on my right hand. And he
Slaps the fuck out of me.
slaps you in the face. And as he does, his hand is filled with this green key. And just as he slaps you, the rot from the mummy you had in your face vanishes.
I love it.
And it hurts like hell, doesn't it?
And it hurts a little bit, yeah. It's kind of like a sting, you know, like when this like really large like
Damn.
motherfucking killer bee just stings you. It really does hurt. And he goes,
That one is for ruining the spear, Thorbjorn.
The spear is not ruined.
Shut up!
Grandmaster. Sorry.
The spear is ruined, and you know it. It is no longer the spear of the Shojin. It is your spear now. So you better honor it.
Thorbjorn doesn't know what to do and just nods.
Do you understand my words, child?
Yes, Grandmaster.
Good. Now, which one of you is the living ambulance?
I point to
And
Bridal.
I
I
point,
Might be bright,
I
though.
just look down like.
I point at Brighto.
he goes up to you and he kind of like looks you up and down and he says,
I do not envy you. Not with him as your friend.
Why should you?
and he kind of bows and he says,
I am sorry. I was not good enough of a master.
Yeah, it's not your fault.
I am sorry for not raising a better student.
I'll just put a finger on his forehead, on the side, like not
Yeah.
like a finger, but pulling him up.
okay,
Not on the
Brighto.
forehead, it's on the chin!
Yeah.
On the chin!
Okay, you
If
as you
want
raise
to.
it
Don't
up,
be
he
weird.
I'll do it
Like,
on.
sure. And he
I'm
kind
not doing it.
he kind of like looks at you like, that's all right. All right. Now
different costumes, he's not from here.
he kind of begins circling around the group and looking at all of you. And he kind of stops at Sade. And he looks at you, sort of in the eyes. He looks at what you have, what you're wearing right now. And he sort of like gives you this look of, and continues on moving.
What was that?
It's for you to interpret.
No, I'm asking. Like, what?
He's not gonna say anything. He continues on walking. And
I do have to ask.
Yes.
Is there a way for you to give any kind of teaching? I tried to get rid of what Thorbjorn had, but it's out of my power right now.
My child, whatever is out of your power now does not mean it will be out of your power in the future. This comes with practice and with time. You will reach that as well.
We're missing time right now.
Well, then why are we wasting it having this conversation? What have you come here to get? What do you need from the Shojin?
We need the artifact to seal, to weaken Dumral.
Very well. It can be yours. But first, Thorbjorn, come closer.
I go closer.
Oh,
It says-
I mean, that's
It can notice like I'm distressed. Like
Yeah. He goes and he says, "Look, I understood you were traveling with 3 others. Why is there one more?"
Fuck.
Lady Zune made possible to come here as fast as we could, and if possible, could she stay with you while we travel for the other spear,
You
for
are
the other artifact?
You are welcome to stay wherever you would like. And so is she, but do you trust her, Thorbjorn?
Yes.
Very well. If you trust her, then I trust her too. She's some sort of mage, you say?
Yes. She ran away from the.
Am I hearing this?
She ran away from
You would be
Ionia.
able to, yeah.
Ah,
She had her shop in Ionia. She sold and collected artifacts, and she ran away because of the dragon. And we met her at the Placidium and made a pact with her that she would teleport us to where we needed, as long as her life wasn't in danger.
All right. Well, if it is the artifact that you're seeking, we best go to the 2nd floor then.
And he begins signaling you to walk. And he kind of like keeps pace with you, Thorbjorn, and he kind of like slows you down and asks you to climb up with him as he goes on, and he says,
You know, for a long time, as you know, we did not want to fight. But I feel like now is the time, don't you think? I feel like we should move now.
as he continues climbing up the stairs.
I think that I do agree that we need to fight. Maybe we should have started fighting when Master Wugon told us to, but I don't think that his actions were the right one.
There is a regret I have, a mistake I've made. An old friend I could not keep close. I assume you have killed him, no?
Sadly and against my will, but yes.
That is the only way you'd have the spear. He would not let it go. I am proud of you, you know, Thorbjorn. That you have kept your spear. That you have, well, gotten the spear first and then kept it with you. It must be hard traveling around Ionia with such a powerful artifact. I highly respect you for that, Thorbjorn.
It has
But you're
cost-
still stupid.
I'm sorry.
Nah.
It did bring me some trouble because, well, it is the spear of the Shojin. Or was. I
You
guess.
realize that it was a beacon of hope, something that Ionia looked up to, and now it is no longer that. It stands for something else. What it stands for, Thorbjorn, is up to you to define. Remember that.
With all my honesty, Grandmaster, I think that the spear stands for what the wielder wants to.
That's what I mean. It's your responsibility now.
I think that whenever the spear returns to Shojin, it will come back as the spear of the Shojin.
Well, I will tell you, I do not want the spear back here again.
Why?
Well,
And by this time, I look really confused. Like I have a.
clearly the spear has found its owner. It was just sitting at the top of the temple, doing nothing. At least this way it travels Ionia. It travels places. It is closer to people. That is what the artifacts of our nation should do. That is what I should do as well, to be honest.
And you kind of, when he says this, you kind of remember his words when he told you to leave the temple. This is when Master Zunan first began seeing things differently and not wanting to hold the monks within the monastery, and he began sending them out into Ionia to travel and to find themselves until they returned to become monks, to become like official Shojin monks in the temple. So this kind of like seems like a development on that.
I nod.
All right,
In agreement.
so at this point,
can I just, as
sure.
I see the conversation ending, I want to just
Didn't
get
they
up to
leave,
them.
No, you guys are, I assume, are climbing
We went
all
all
together.
together, right?
Yeah,
Okay. I
Yeah,
thought
and
you just
he's ahead, right?
Yeah,
Ahead,
he's
like,
slightly
in front
ahead.
of
Yeah.
yeah. I want to catch up, and I'm like, sorry, I still have to ask, like, is that something that the monks learn, like a healing slap or something? Like,
He looks back and he says, "Healing slap is definitely not the name. I will tell you that.
it would be a good one, though.
I agree, but it's actually called healing hand.
Oh,
Yes, Thorbjorn could have gone that way, but I assume that he just wanted to punch things.
yeah, it doesn't match him.
Yeah, well, if you were to spend some time at the monastery, perhaps you could learn. It takes some time to initiate
Yeah, I know.
yourself on these ways.
Well, I'll keep that in mind.
We would be honored to welcome a student of the Star Child."
Thank you.
All right, so you guys continue to. Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'll just stay back. I'll just leave
Got it.
them alone.
As we are moving forward, I speak in a lower tone.
Mm-hmm.
Like for them, are they far behind us?
No. They're about like 2-3 steps like behind you guys.
Shit, then never mind.
All right, so you guys reach the second floor, which you know, Thorbjorn, to be the floor where they have the artifact room. It is a room that is completely sealed. I'm sorry, I'm just going through my notes. A room that is completely sealed off. It has the biggest gates. They are stone gates this time, while within the other regions, Thorbjorn, you remember it's just wooden gates. Here on the right, it's just a straight corridor that goes into these stone gates with the serpent designs going all around it. And this is their artifact room. This is where they keep artifacts that were important to the Shojin or that could be used in a time of a great danger. And as you guys now are climbing up, you notice that you've been accompanied by monks that have been following you as well. There are 2 of them that have been following. They're sort of there traveling along with Master Zunan. They kind of like stick around him, like at a safe distance, like at about like 15 feet from him. They sort of like just are loosely guarding him, let's say. And as you guys reach the second floor and you look at that gate, Thorbjorn, you recognize immediately standing in front of that gate, black hair with like white strands that like just curl up her hair and go up to her bun. She has her head like tied up in a very, very tight bun. You notice Master Dai Huang. She is the master responsible for taking care of the artifacts here at the Shojin. She's the one that is responsible for sealing the room and for keeping the room safe. And she is probably Thorbjorn, the one that knows the most about the randomest shit in Ionia. She's like, she just knows. You know her as a know-it-all. You have like if you have a question about like Ionian history, you would ask this to her and she would probably know it. Huge nerd, pretty much.
Okay, As we approach, I turn to
Yeah.
Lady Zun and I say, Lady Zun, I think you and Master Daihuan will be very good friends.
She goes, "Oh, why is that?"
Let's just say that she and you share some hobbies in common.
Oh, she also likes to shoot little rabbits with fireballs?
Yes.
No, she also...
I don't do that.
She also likes the history and artifacts of Ionia.
Oh, that's amazing. All right. Awesome. So, as you guys reach the second floor, Master Zunan says, he turns to you, Thorbjorn, and he says, "Well, I think you'll be in good hands if you talk to Master Daihuang. I will probably stay here." And he looks at the two monks that trail him. "You two, go with them, please." And the monks sort of like bow and keep a close look on you, and he sort of leans into you, Thorbjorn, and only you listen to this. "I'm sorry, but I don't trust the extra."
I just reply, I agree.
All right. And Master Zunan kind of like leans back and signals you to move forward towards Master Daihuang. Do you do that?
Yep.
Anything you guys want to say before that, or are we all going?
Before I like take another deepest bow, like forehead on the ground.
Forehead on the ground, bow. Well, maybe the forehead too. The ground cracks slightly at the power of your bow. And
That's
your
the level of my. That's the level of my respect.
Your forehead bleeds a little bit. There's like a single drop of blood coming down.
Here comes another slap.
Healing slap.
Healing slap.
All right. So as you approach, Master Daihuang is just sitting in front of the gate, and she looks very surprised to see you, and she kind of goes, "Oh, Thorbjorn, you here on the second floor? A miracle. Hi.
Master Daihuan.
I've not seen you in
bow.
so long." And she bows back to you. And she, huge nerd, immediately looks at your spear. "It's different.
Yes.
What happened
indeed it is.
exactly? Tell me, I must know."
Later. Can we do that later?
All right, sure. So, what are you here to do? I saw you speak to Master Zunan, so it must be important.
Yes, we kinda need the artifact to weaken Dumral.
Oh. All right. Well, I will have you realize that this is a very important artifact to us here at the Shojin. It is one of the most powerful magical items that we have. You understand that, Thorbjorn?
Yes, that's why we need it.
All right. Do you understand fully what it does?
All we know is that it weakens and possibly makes it able to kill Dumral.
And when you say that, she kind of like gives you a curled up smile, and she goes, "Would you like to know what it does?"
Yes, please, Master.
All right, I will tell you. Let me find the notes. Okay, I found them. That artifact specifically, that spear that we have, ours, makes Dumral unable to fly. It grounds him.
Ooh.
Us, the Shojin, draw our power from the land and from the mountains. And so, if you stick this in Dumral, wherever you want to stick it in, it will ground him for as long as the spear is left within him.
Is the spear indestructible? Or can
Yes,
it be
it is indestructible. All of the spears were made indestructible, and each of them has a specific thing that it does.
Nice.
I take out the shadow spear and I show, what does this one do? Do you know?
And she kind of like goes back. You visited Yindying.
Yeah, do you see the spear? Yeah, that's sort of what happened in that.
Oh, it was corrupted by Yindying.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, it is corrupted. That is corrupted, but it's good if you keep it under control. All right, so the Spear of Shadows, the Lance of Shadows, it locks out the dragon's throat. It will no longer be able to breathe fire. As for the other two, since while we're at it, I know what the Kinku spear does, because it is the most important. I'm sorry, but I don't quite know, and you see the frustration on her face. What the Harana spear does was never really written, but the Kinku spear is the most important. It locks out his paranoia. It locks out the clouds in the sky.
So if we stick in the spear of Kinko in Dumral, all that, and I point above, disappears?
It will begin disappearing, yes. And it will no longer be active from the moment that you shove the spear within him. I will tell you this, Thorbjorn. From what I understand, being able to do it is a great feat of strength. So, plan it out correctly.
I take a ball.
All right. I will let you in. However, I must stay out.
Can you tell us how the old ones defeated Dumral for the first time? How they did it?
Gladly. Well, there was once a great master of the Shojin. His name is not quite left to be known, and some people think that it was Shojin in a human form.
I've actually met Shojin, so if you can describe.
Excuse me, you've met the spirit dragon, the spirit god dragon Shojin?
Yes.
You!
Yes.
The walls of our temple are smarter than you, and you met him?
Yes. Thorbjorn just laughs. Yes.
How was he like? How is he like, Born?
A giant.
Was this a giant dragon, right? Giant
That was one of the forms that you saw, yes, that was one of the forms. As you look out into the horizon talking to her, she goes, "Forget I asked. I'll just have to believe you."
I know one of the forms was a giant green dragon.
Thank you, Thorbjorn. It's literally all around the temple.
Hey,
whatever.
I'm sorry. Okay.
It's fine.
By the way, how was the other form? I honestly do not remember.
The other form was a man with green scales in his hand, long white hair, and some scales on his face as well. The dragon eyes.
Oh,
it had sort of jade armor as well.
Okay.
That was the other form. And you better fucking memorize it now.
Fuck,
Or
let me...
Write it down.
Can I roll intelligence?
You're
check
not
to
gonna
see
roll shit. You are going to write things down if you want to know them.
Write it down, boy.
Fuck, okay.
All right. So, as she begins explaining, well, those masters or that master gathered and met along with the masters of the other orders. At the time, the Yin Yang order, the first order of the shadows, well, they were not what they are today. Dumral was never supposed to have happened, from what I understand. Dumral is the Shadow Realm. He was created in it, bred within it, felt its power, and it tainted the beast. And as the people at Yin Ying began exploring the Shadow Realm, not to be their slaves, but to harness its power, to be a tool of vengeance for Ionia. Which, to be honest, was quite badass in my opinion. They lost control momentarily. And they created something they could not control. They delved deeper inside of this realm. They found the beginnings of Dumral, this spirit that was evil at its purest, chaos, destruction. And in an attempt from one of the masters to control it, it transferred the spirit onto the body of an elder dragon. And in that moment, the creature was born. It took control over the body and it became a dragon. The masters at Yin Ying, 3 of them died in the endeavor of trying to contain it, but it eventually escaped. And as it escaped, it began to find servants, people that he would corrupt with nightmares that they would see. And then finally, the combined strength of a little Yordle, master of the Kinku, alongside the masters of the Shojin, the master of Yin Ying, and the spirit masters of Hirana. They crafted these artifacts. The master, Kennen, as you would know him now, took...
Has it says Canon, our faces, I believe, darkens.
Yeah.
She doesn't care.
Yep.
Too engrossed in the story.
Yep.
Took our essences, the essences of our orders, and brought them to the north, to the Freljord, where she met with the Forge God. And there the spears were crafted. And he brought it back. He brought all of the artifacts back. And then the journey to kill Dumral, or to at least seal him, began. It was a long fight that lasted days. Dumral kept moving around, and the masters kept chasing him. They could not keep him at one spot, until our master finally managed to land the spear. After 2 days of chase. And in that day, they managed to take down the beast. And as it began to reform, as the spirit almost left the dragon's body, the master from Yin Ying, bringing out his book, or so it is told, spoke a few words and managed to seal the beast inside the book again, and promised to keep it locked in the deepest, darkest abyss, guarded by all of the masters that had died. And so is the legend of Dumral. Not so much as a legend now that we see that he's real. Quite scary, right?
Yep.
Yeah, a bit.
What do you know about the other leaders?
The other
Do
leaders?
you recognize this cape? Because that master gave me a look.
She kind of goes around.
And I correct said Grandmaster.
That grandmaster.
she kind of looks at you and she says, yes, I do very much recognize that, yes. That is straight from the deepest, darkest abyss of Yin Yang.
And belonged to?
I do not know exactly, but must have been a master.
And so now that she told us all this, I tell her how the spear became.
All right. As you're telling the story, her eyes they don't leave your face. She's just locked in, and you know she's like much older than you. She's probably like close to her 60s, but she maintains this like strange youth when you're like showing her knowledge or telling her a story. She's just captured completely by it, and you see her pull out a little notebook and begin to write things down as you're saying it. And then at the end she goes, well, that was incredible, thank you. Well, you should walk in. I will tell you this, the room of the artifacts here is a sacred place. I will perhaps accompany you a little bit forward. And apparently from what Master Zunan is signing, so will these here.
And then I
These
I
here
reply,
are
yes.
The other
Yeah,
guards,
there's 2 monks.
the other two monks that are there.
I turn to Lady Zun and I say, Lady Zun, maybe you could also keep yourself by Master Dai Huan side.
She goes like, oh my god, you're gonna keep me from the room with the magical artifacts?
You will come with us a
took
little bit
artifacts.
in, but then you can speak with her. Please
Just
understand.
And kind of like you see Dai Huang just look at her. She into these kinds of things as well?
Yeah, she loves artifacts. She has a bunch of them collected.
He just
She's
got
like a-
one from us.
She moves forward straight at Lady Zun and looks her in the face. And she says, do you promise not to touch anything? And Lady Zun goes, yes.
No,
You will not touch anything.
she will.
I won't.
She will.
If you touch something, I will kill you myself.
Oh.
And Lady Zun just goes, yeah, that would not be a good day for this to happen. Alright, I won't touch anything, I promise. And as Dai Wang like kind of lifts up, she goes to you, Thorbjorn, and she says, she can go in. If she touches anything, slice her head off. I jest. Do not do that. We don't want blood on the floor. Just bring her back out, knock on the door, everything will be fine. She does not get to touch. And you get the sense that this is like she senses some nerdship bond with Lady Zun, and she's kind of like you sense this is not normal.
Flexing.
And she's like just showing that she has access to all these like cool things.
Can we touch or is just
Nope.
No, we'll only grab.
Only the spear.
Yes.
Understood?
Yes.
Thorbjorn, I count on you to keep this, and on you. And she looks at the other monks, and she actually like goes to one of the monks that is with her there guarding the artifact room, and she goes, I want you in there as well, just make sure you already know the rules. And the female monk goes, of course. And she bows. She goes up to the gate, and you literally see her like she has the sort of this happy grin of I don't get to do this every time. And she like touches the gate once, touches it a little bit under, touches it on the left, on the right, and then begins curling around the gate. And as she keeps touching, you keep hearing these bells sort of like making this very ethereal noise as like green key begins to manifest itself around the door and fills the jade serpent carvings that are on the stone, and the gates begin to open. And she kind of like looks at you and then looks at Lady Zune and is looking like very, you know, happy about that. And Zune is just and begins walking in. The three monks begin walking in as well, with you, as Dai Huang kind of like stays at the door for a little bit. And you guys, as you walk in, this is probably one of the prettiest places that you've been in. It's like this very, very wide and grandiose space. It has like a central pillar that rises up into the roof and holds the domed roof, the floor marbled again. From the sort of openings on the roof, as it is like very naturally built, there's like openings where the pillars kind of like they're holding up the roof, but they still leave a little bit for daylight to come in, and it fills up and shines right on down onto these jade altars, where circled around a bubble you see artifacts move. There are like two on the right, and two on the right, like there's one here, then one slightly up front, then two on the left as well. And behind the pillar, as you kind of like escape and look a little bit into the altar, or through the around the pillar, you see the altar where the spear is just held by these two golden little pillars, and it is just suspended there. Master Dai Huang kind of nudges the monks in, and even sort of like signals one other monk that is there, that you see is not a monk, is sort of like with her at the door, and she kind of like looks at her and goes and signals to go forward. And you see like this guy is just a very, very like short guy that just is grabbing a book, and you hear Dai Huang say, "You explain to them what these things are. I want her to know what it means," as she points to Lady Zune. And the guy kind of like keeps moving forward, as Dai Huang says, "Well, Thorbjorn, you spend all the time you need here. As you know, you need to connect with the spear before you remove it from the pedestal. And I will wait outside."
I knew.
You didn't know that, did you?
Yes.
I don't know why I bother. Yes, Lady Vasaya.
I just look at it like, whoa. Am I not fully okay. Why aren't you coming inside too?
I sealed the door.
Oh. Okay.
We are constantly under attack by these strange monsters that fly down from the sky.
Okay. Yeah.
So I sealed this door so that the artifacts are not attacked by them.
Thank you.
Spend as much time as you need in here. You can watch, look at the artifacts, and please allow Thorbjorn to connect with the spear before removing it. The spear of the Shojin, Thorbjorn, is one of the hardest to remove from its place. It is not an object that can be given, it is an object that is earned by the person touching it.
Oh.
That artifact, that lance, should be yours if your intentions are true. And she kind of begins walking back, and as she begins signaling sort of with her hands, you see her key move the doors and pull them closed. And you guys are now in the room. There's a guy like holding the book, like he moves up in front of you guys, as the other three monks are kind of like holding there, and he goes, "Hi."
Hi there.
Hi.
Hi.
All right, so you're gonna need the moment to connect with the spear, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I was told to explain what the artifacts here are.
Sure, just let me start with the process, then you can explain.
Wait, you're gonna want to hold on. I need to allow you to do the thing. I can't explain that. Let me go through my notes real quick.
I love this guy.
If you would allow me. I need to go through my notes here. There's some checks that I need to make.
Okay.
Whew. All right. So, as the guy sort of looks at you and like begins opening the book, he begins like going through a few sort of a few of the pages like really quickly. Like you notice he's like very jittery. He's always like, he seems like a very nervous person. And he kind of like points at one and as he does, Sade, you look to your side. Behind Lady Zune, a masked figure shoves a dagger down her back. Another one jams a dagger down Brido's back. And another a dagger behind Eclipse's back. And you see you see the monks that were there begin to vanish in shadow as a white mask very similar to ones that you had seen shows up there, and as the bones of the guy in front begin to crack and he begins to turn into this masked shadow being, very tough, and takes a martial arts position. Roll initiative.
Oh god.
First I have to give you a little bit of damage.
Wait,
Yeah.
the bookworm became the...
Yeah,
All of them are
a guy
enemies,
that seems
bitch.
to fight martial arts. Okay,
Your grandmasters see nothing. Holy shit, dude.
I need to roll some damage first. So, Lady Zune is instantly unconscious because she was
Right,
at 9 hit points.
You gotta jump on that girl.
Now, this one is for you, Brido. Okay, I'm gonna roll damage for you right now, Brido.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Let me see.
What the actual fuck?
Dude. Your
What,
order
Is the
doesn't see
spear...
shit.
Is the spear testing us?
Those were low fucking rolls. So you take 10 points of piercing damage from this short sword that is just shoved down behind your rib cage. I'm gonna roll damage for you now, Eclipse. Okay.
Okay.
Where is it? Okay, here we go. So 8. That's 14 points of damage, and you guys see, especially on Eclipse and on Brido, who are still standing, you guys see this as they pull down their swords, they leave this sort of gaping wound that is oozing out shadow from their backs. They seem to have been left with some sort of a mark. I'm gonna need Brido and Eclipse, if at any point during this fight you go under 50% hit points, I'm gonna need you to tell me. All right.
Okay.
If at any point during the fight you go under 50% of your hit points, tell me. All right. So let's take care of bringing you guys to the map as well, and then take care of me rolling initiative.
I'm for real lost with it.
The monks were white shadow guys.
All right, let me turn them towards you here. I'm gonna have to make a random Lady Zune in here to tell you. Let me grab, like, I don't know.
I love the map, by the way.
Thank you.
Really cool.
Let me see. Who can be Lady Zune? This is gonna be Lady Zune. Okay, so Lady Zune's gonna be there, and she's gonna be currently unconscious. I'm gonna mark her with an X so that you guys know.
She's just a clown.
You're there. That one is behind Eclipse. That one is behind Brido. And in front of you, there's the martial arts person. I'm gonna mark with a purple here so that you guys can see her better. Okay, let me roll initiative for...
I will be like here, right?
You would be slightly ahead, yes. So that's low. I'm glad they have advantage on it. That's still low. Alright, so... Holy shit, high initiative for... It's Sade, then it's Thorbjorn, then it is Eclipse.
No, me
No,
first.
it is Brido, Yep, I just saw it. Then it is Eclipse. Let me roll for Lady Zune as well. Oh shit. So then it's those guys. Okay. And then she is last. Let me bring up her character sheet because she was not supposed to be here.
Shouldn't brought her.
By the way, Onion.
Yes.
Incarnation of Anger, is it a bonus action? An
action to pop it out.
An action. Okay.
All right, so top of the round, ladies and gentlemen and folks. Sade, it is your turn.
How lighted is it?
It is
Pretty much.
bright
Okay.
light here. It is bright light here.
So that shadow is strong, right?
What shadow? Which one?
Orange one.
The orange. Oh, that's light that is coming in directly at the altars. That.
No. But if there's a strong light, then the shadow is stronger.
Yeah, but those altars are not very big.
Not the altar, the soldier stuff. Orange guy. Orange guy. Sir.
Maybe
Sir.
you don't know.
I wanna, jump there.
All right, if you walk towards the orange guy, you're gonna trigger an attack of opportunity from the
That's
red
why
one.
I was asking if I could jump.
Oh, you want to jump? You
For
would
the
not.
shadow.
You would not be able to. No, not here.
Okay.
This is pretty well lit, right? It's the morning now, so the whole light coming in is pretty well lit, and it doesn't like so much matter that the shadow is there. It just has to be like
Because it's
dim.
everywhere.
Yeah, it just means
Yeah.
like dim light because you can still see very well there.
Okay.
And also to jump from place to place, you have to first hide. You have to take bonus action hide.
Yeah.
Get inside.
I'm gonna bonus action disengage.
All right. Bonus action disengage you. As he kind of goes to attack you, you just slide underneath him with the cloak sort of like floating around you and behind you.
Can I trigger here?
Trigger what? What do you want to trigger? The back?
Vanish.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can.
Okay.
You can not advantage because she is not a threat. She is unconscious.
Okay.
But you can trigger just the extra damage that you already get.
Then, I'm gonna attack.
All right, no sneak attack, but you get the bonus damage from the thing. That hits 100%. Oh, actually, give me 1 second for you. I have to check out their sheet. Roll at disadvantage. So roll again. As you strike him, you see your dagger go to hit him in the head, and
It's
just as that happens, your dagger goes through shadow as it flickers and raises above him and disappears with your first attack.
That's it.
All right, that's Sade's turn. Thorbjorn, it is yours.
I shout, "What is happening?" as I activate Incarnation of Anger.
Incarnation of Anger. you bust out this shadow figure that just raises up from behind you with sort of the claws, the hands going behind your own hands, and it's sort of like mimicking your posture right now with the burning red eyes. This gigantic sort of pretty much shadow stand from Jojo.
And
What do you do?
So that's my action. Bonus action, I can't do anything.
Can move.
No, I'm on a perfect position.
What?
All right. So you're going to stay?
Yeah.
All right, Brighto, it is your turn.
Okay. So first of all, starting of my turn, there's something glowing on me, and I regain something. I regain some points of healing.
Correct.
What?
Is there anyone? Is there anyone around you in range? I don't think there is.
No,
All right.
no, there isn't.
You see,
and
you
I'll
see,
start.
you see, Brighto's presence is kind of calming. It soothes your brain and has been sort of a little bit different. And now in combat, as you're like panicking, trying to look around for the best way to fight, you feel the air around Brighto begin to sort of like take this very calming presence as he just remains perfectly calm, perfectly still during the fight.
And I'll move closer to Thorbjorn in the Eclipse,
All right, there you go.
and I'm gonna cast Spiritual Guardians.
All right, you focus on your staff, releasing this magical sort of these magical. Is it still the little stars?
Yeah, stars.
Okay,
Yeah.
these magical stars that begin just spinning around, and it just
left.
forms an area around him. What is the radius on that?
It's 15,
All right.
so it gets everyone.
Yeah, it does get saved also.
Yeah, give me a second. And now I have a thing for it. Oh my god.
Oh my god, you have a circle.
So
oh my
it is
god.
15 feet, you say, right?
Yep.
So that's 3 squares like this. And now...
It's 15. Let me see if it's radius or... Okay.
So it's 15 radius, right?
I think so, yeah.
So it would be this.
I think it's 15
No, bigger.
radius.
And now,
so
now centered on him?
it's bigger.
It's
still.
bigger.
Yeah, one more.
There you go.
One more, I think.
One more? Okay.
Yeah, one more.
This... Alright, there we go. That's not 15. That was 15. Because it reaches the square where State is. This square
But
where
is it-
State is
isn't-
still affected.
Yeah, but isn't it centered on Brighto?
It's centered on me, yeah, but
It's
it's weird like that because it's on
Yeah,
the...
because then it would
yeah.
come up to here.
Yeah.
There
It
you
would be a square and not like
Now
a
it is
circle.
centered on him, I think.
Yeah, but it should catch save.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
now
that's
and
it.
now I can raise it here. Sorry, this is moving.
Yeah, it's okay, it's okay.
And now there, and now
A bit
one
bigger,
bigger?
but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's
like
it,
that.
yeah, like
That's
that,
it.
like that.
there you go. It's
But
50.
say-
We
A
know
little
it.
corner.
Yeah,
we know.
it's
we
okay,
know.
it's okay.
We know it's there.
And with my bonus action, I'll just put a hand on Eclipse and just say to him, stay close.
Oh well.
Oh,
And
I
that's
will.
all.
All right.
What
Did you
does
manage
this
to
do?
heal Laizun, right?
Hmm?
You didn't heal anything to,
Nope.
to Laizun or something, right?
I don't care about Lady Zone.
All right. So this
What
is.
are you doing with the TPs?
So this was Brighto, right? Now it is Eclipse.
No.
Okay, I want to cast it's day, right?
It is daytime, yes. But you are
Yeah,
still
I
in
like
your
that.
silver form, and you are weakened.
Yeah, but I can use my solar spell. No?
Not yet.
Oh shit.
Only moon stuff.
Oh.
Does he roll instantly at
shit.
disadvantage because he's weakened?
Any spell attacks is at disadvantage, yes.
Alright,
spell-
if you
spell-
really since I
spell-
also rolled
spell
at
attacks-
disadvantage.
Spell attacks, ability checks, saving throws are all at disadvantage for Eclipse right now. Fighting in the
I thought
morning.
it was only the solar one. not the
Run!
lunar one.
Everything
Run,
at
Eclipse.
disadvantage right now.
Run.
Disengage and run!
Why you do this to me?
By the
Yeah,
way,
disengage.
Brido, when their turn comes, they take damage from you, right?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
just making sure. We'll roll the
One
damage
question.
when it comes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does my mage armor stack with my blessing? Oh,
Yes,
I
it
can
does.
cast-
With the Blessing of the Sun, it would, but you cannot cast Blessing of the
Yeah.
Sun. Only Blessing of the Moon, which would only help Sade here right now.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, I'll cast mage armor on myself.
Cast Mage Armor, increasing your AC, I believe it up to 14 or
I
something.
don't need to do.
15.
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember how much you get
Yeah.
from it, but yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right, I
15,
do.
and yeah, I cannot use my solar spells right now. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna. No, I'm not. Yeah.
You're done. It's just
By
Mage
the
Armor.
way-
Yeah,
By the way,
Yeah.
the attacks that they have to do a spell save, it's not at advantage or disadvantage. It's the same. Only when you attack, when you have to roll, is that it's at disadvantage.
Yes.
I know, but I'm on my solar form, so
You're
unless you
lunar.
want to
You're
get
on lunar.
damage,
You're on lunar.
lunar. Yeah, but unless you want
Right-
to get some
Right
some
now,
damage.
if he moonfalls right now, he's gonna hit Lady Zune.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
Brighto and Fade and
Yeah.
everyone, pretty much.
So that's it.
Yeah.
All right. It's the assassin's turns. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I wanted to move just
You're gonna trigger an
Away
attack of
from my
opportunity.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you
He's
do
gonna
that.
attack
disengage,
you.
like.
Oh,
if
you
I
wanna?
disengage.
You can't action disengage because you used action to use
Oh,
Mage
okay.
Armor.
Okay, then stay in the same place.
Unless you want to use Quicken spell and sorcery points to cast Mage Armor as bonus action, then you can action disengage.
Yeah, that would be.
You want to do that?
But,
Okay, so spend your sorcery points. Don't forget that. All right. So, the monks that have been following you seem to not be that much, and it seems like that much of a monk, and it seems like they know exactly what to do. So, both of those are going to strike at Lady Zune. Brighter, you get an attack of opportunity with your bonks, and they're gonna have to
Like
do your
that?
saves.
Yeah, you have to do wisdom. Yeah.
The wisdom saves, yeah. So,
I did it. By the
roll-
way, I did it at 4th level.
Okay, go ahead. And don't forget to bonk the guy that left. The guy that left your range.
I want to bonk him because now I have Warcaster.
Oh yeah, you have Warcaster.
And
You
I
can cast a cantrip.
spells. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Let me then roll their saves first, okay? Before we look at anything
Yeah,
else.
yeah, do.
All right. So it is wisdom save, right?
Yep.
So first one is going to be the orange one. 20.
Save.
Orange one saves. So it takes half damage still, right?
Yep.
This is the blue one. 20 again. Saves. And then it is the red one and the purple one who is also caught up. So
Yep.
red one first. 5 does not save. So that one takes full damage. And the purple
Okay.
one, let me see because he's a different sort of thing. Purple one, okay. 16
Saves.
saves as well. All right. So
Yep.
three of them take half damage, one takes full damage. So let me just mark off the damage first. So the purple one, the one that takes full damage is the red one, right? That's what
It's
I said.
the red one. Yeah.
Okay. Give me a second. Red one takes full damage, so that's fuck. Okay. Yes. Now this one takes half damage. This one takes half damage. All right. So, as you see the stars begin to just strike at them within this area, and you see sort of the shadows move away from their leather, their black leather armor, and this like white mask, they approach Lady Zune, and both of them flip their short swords and.
I'm just checking.
You can cast. You can do the Warcaster spell on the blue one.
Okay, okay. It can't be area of effect, so
Yeah.
I was checking that. I'll do an inflict wounds.
Inflict wounds. As he's exiting,
Third
you
level.
grab him by the waist and cast your spell. As the radius begins to turn to this necrotic dark blue, you manage to grab him on the wound, on the back. Roll at disadvantage. The blue one.
Nice.
Okay.
It is going to hit.
So.
You take the lowest though. It's not a crit. You take
Yeah,
the 60. All right.
20 damage.
As you grab him by the waist, you hear it is a human voice. You hear him growl a lot. That is a big hit as the necrotic light infuses it within its body, and it kind of like you just see a whole chunk of flesh on his left side just plop out instantly, just dead flash, and they're going to strike each of them, killing Lady Zune as she exhales her last breath. They each are going to roll at advantage. That is going to hit.
25 for 6.
That is going to hit. 25 for 6 on
The blue one.
the blue one, which is the one in your that you choose. Okay, 6. Still alive as he plummets the sword down, and you see the final breath on Lady Zune. You see Thorbjorn slash him in the back as he growls with pain. That one looks very hurt, and he's like holding his side with a whole chunk of flesh there. And I just killed one of my favorite NPCs.
Wait, but they attacked both of them?
Yes, both of them.
Both of them hit?
Both of
Yes,
them hit.
she has two
He's
fails.
unconscious.
No,
He didn't
No.
heal.
it is an
It's,
auto crit. It is an
critical hit.
auto crit because she is unconscious.
He's unconscious.
I'm gonna.
So that is 2 failed death saves per
Okay,
per strike.
I wanted to react to the.
The blue one.
I can't.
You
use my
already used your
reaction.
reaction to
Yep.
strike with inflict wounds.
Yep. That's all.
Lady Zune is dead. All right, so that is their turn. Now it is the. No, wait, there's still one that's missing. The red didn't do anything. He's going to strike at you. At you, Brido, because you're the closest there. That is a. I'm sorry, a lot of sheets today. That is a 16 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
That hits. All right. So you are going to take. So 6 points of slashing. So you take 17 points of slashing damage, plus 3 points of necrotic damage.
6 plus 3?
17
Oh.
points of slashing damage plus 3 points of necrotic. Are you not below half HP still?
Nope.
All right, making sure.
Yep.
Next up, it is the other guy, the big guy in front. He's going to go and he's going to go and strike at you, Thorbjorn, I believe.
Come, you asshole. Hey, yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
Calm down there, buddy. No need to get that sexual tension around here.
All good.
All right, so he's going to
I have to make a constitution for
From the attack.
concentration.
Yes, that was a total of 20 damage, so you need to make at least the 10, which is already the basis. So Constitution saving throw. At advantage because of
it's safe.
Warcaster, so you are safe. All right, so he's going to make 3 strikes ahead of you. So first strike is shit. I don't think it's gonna hit. 13 is never gonna hit, right?
Nope.
So first strike is shit. 13, gonna strike again. Oh, this that is a 12. It's not gonna hit.
Nope.
Oh, I don't think that hits either. 18.
Nope.
You just see the guy run straight at Thorbjorn and begin these like repeated punches, but Thorbjorn just slides down and on through them and manages to quickly dodge just with some movements of the head and sort of torso area as the punches just just whiz past your nose. You see that these are like strong punches with intent, Thorbjorn. These are... He seems like he knows what he's doing from your perspective. All right. So that's their turn. And he's going to use his bonus action. And you see him take this sort of defensive stance in front of you. Sort of like welcoming you in. And now it would be Lady Zun's turn. However...
I hate you!
She is dead.
Did.
So, Sade, it's your turn.
This attack. Orange one.
You're going to attack the orange one?
Yeah.
Very well.
2 times, right?
You have... I'm sorry, what did you say?
2 times, right? Because disadvantage.
Yeah, you now... It has been their turn, so yes, it is at disadvantage.
Isn't the blue one low?
The blue one is low, yeah.
I don't win. That's good.
Yeah, that's not going to hit.
I don't mind. I'll proc the attack and bonus action hide.
All right, he's going to strike at you. I don't even think this hits. So that is 11. Not gonna hit. He whizzes the blade past your head, and you can dodge around and manage to go behind the thing and hide. Go ahead, roll a stealth check. I will remind you, Sade. You do have in your possession, if you are annoyed by these disadvantages, you do have in your possession Dominate Person, which you can use on one of the creatures here. I feel like these fights right now are a good opportunity for you guys to oil up on the things that you have and that you can do. So I'm gonna be calling out things that I see that you guys can do if you're annoyed at certain things, so that we can all grow together as friends after 61 episodes.
Sure.
All right, so you bonus action high. You're pretty confident they're not gonna know where you're gonna come from. After you slide down, your cloak sort of like just flowing around you, covering you completely though, protecting you from everything around, and you just manage to slide through the altar there and go and move around it and hide. Thorbjorn, it's your turn. You have the incarnation of rage behind you, this looming shadow that just looks down upon your enemies.
I'm gonna punch the blue one.
Punch the blue one, go right ahead. Disadvantage on the first strike. As you go to punch him, and you see your shadow, the shadow that you have behind you, just go with you along with the attack. You're going to strike, but once again you punch through this shadow form, this vapor, this black vapor, as he just reforms and looks at you with the white mask, the 2 tiny slits, and the sort of gold markings that come down through from the forehead to the chin. What else you do?
I'm gonna punch again.
You're punching again as you miss the first strike. Now
Is
regular
it
strike.
Okay.
Not at disadvantage. You go to punch him sort of like at the kidney area. That is going to hit, and you land the punch, and you see the shadow hand now land the punch with you as it sinks its claws within. Roll the additional damage. All right, so that is the blue one, right?
Yep.
All right. As you punch within, and the claw, the claw from the shadow, the incarnation of anger that you have behind you, shoves itself within the rib cage, the kidney area first of this creature. You pull it out, ripping blood on the floor, and it falls down dead. Next to Lady Zun.
And I turn to the purple one.
All right. Disadvantage.
I know, and I'm gonna.
He is
Flurry of
on
Blows.
patient defense. Go ahead, burn your key point for flurry of blows.
Wait, yeah. Wait. No, it has to be flurry of blows, so it has to be 5 feet. Yeah, I'm gonna flurry of blows.
Flurry of blows, both at disadvantage.
Born.
Born's making the math.
Okay.
He's making the math. All right. So as you throw the first punch, he just moves his hand in this sort of this circular form and parries it and deflects it to the side and takes back his defensive stance, looking at you. Second strike, you go to strike him again, this time with your left hand, with a left hook, and he blocks you with his right hand straight on as you are pushing in, and manages to parry that move as well and goes back into his defensive stance.
Fine.
All right, is that your turn?
Yeah.
All right, Brido, it is your turn. So I believe that it is at the top of your turn that they take the damage from the.
I think it's only on their turn.
Is it on their
Let
turn?
me check.
Okay. From the Guardians, the Spirit Guardians.
Check. No, it's when they start.
It's when they start. Okay, so it's not
They start
right.
the turn
Yeah.
there.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's not right now. All right.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanna. Move closer.
Go ahead.
Thorbjorn, did
You're-
you take
you're-
any kind of damage?
Nope.
You're gonna
Okay.
trigger. You're gonna trigger an attack of opportunity from the red one.
I know. I had the same like glow on myself when I started
Yes.
the turn.
So Thorbjorn is going to would heal, but
It would, yeah. You
But
can
he's
see
not.
some of the light go towards Thorbjorn, but just him some light.
so 22 to hit is going to hit you, I believe.
Should.
Do I proc Sentinel here or no?
You did not react. Do you use your reaction this turn? So you can if
I
it's,
do have, yeah.
if it is the glaive that you're proccing it with. Do you have the glaive out right now?
Yeah.
Then go ahead. If you have the glaive on your hand, I'm asking you because you know of how you've been doing the combat against that guy.
I mean,
See-
the glaive. I mean, the first round I attacked with the glaive, and the second round I punched, but the glaive could be still on my hand. Like.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'm asking you, like, would Thorbjorn
Yeah,
be
yeah.
holding? I trust you.
Yeah.
All right. So you can strike. So that is going to be,
Is it a disadvantage on the red one?
yes.
Natural one. Fuck.
There, done that.
So, wait, I'm sorry. Okay. You take 13 points of damage. 2 of them are necrotic. As he slashes your back, and as you try to strike him again, the black vapors form around the spear, and you don't manage to hit him. As he then reforms into his form, the white mask again. So, Brido, are you at half hit points or still good?
No.
Still good.
Is it a half or 15%?
50%.
Oh,
Half.
50.
That I asked.
Yeah, and as I'm going and I take the hit, I said stay close. And I'm going.
Is that for me too?
It was for Eclipse that he said it
Yeah,
at first.
Yeah. But Eclipse being at 5 feet from you also doesn't receive the heal?
I'm gonna cast.
He wasn't at the time. He
Gonna
moved.
cast-
Brido moved.
Oh, okay.
Which means if Brido moved, this technically moved as well.
Oh yeah.
So center this on you there. as
What
best
am
as
I
can.
going to cast? I'm gonna cast Soul this.
You're gonna cast Solstice on who?
I'll do at the orange one.
The orange guy? Alright, so
Yep.
you see Brido focus the light on his staff, and as he points towards the ground under the orange one, this portal, dimensional portal opens, and these sort of celestial hands begin to sort of crawl up onto the legs of this guy. And you see the hands are sort of these like constellation formed hands. They have glowing stars in them. Begin to grab at the legs. So that is a wisdom save 15.
Yep.
I rolled a natural 16. So he is going to save, but
okay.
he takes damage still, right? He just doesn't.
Yeah, it takes 1d6.
1d6 damage. Go ahead.
2.
2 damage. 2 points of damage on the orange one.
Yeah.
That one's still looking pretty healthy as he jumps up the legs. The hands scratch at his legs, but then you don't manage to keep the focus on the portal, and it closes once again. Anything else?
No, that's all.
We're good? All right.
Yep.
So Brido Eclipse, it's your turn now. Mage armor on.
Yeah. I want to cast the Pale Cascade on myself.
Pill Cascade on yourself.
Yeah.
You see Eclipse focus as these silver balls of moonlight begin spheres. Probably better than saying balls. Begin swirling around him.
And I want to use Sorcery Point to cast Crescent Bolt at the red one.
At the red one. All right, Crescent Bolt at disadvantage because you are weakened right now. All right, that just hits. You begin to swirl around your hand. This sort of like these flashes of moonlight that sort of charge up until the tips of your fingers, and sort of like holding your arm with your other hand, you release the spell as it arcs through Thorbjorn straight into that guy's face, and he takes it's 12 points of damage there from that, so that's okay. And then he takes an extra 5, right?
Yeah.
You see the bolt strike him as then one of the spheres quickly darts towards him and strikes him as well. He does have your mark now as well. All right, is that your turn?
Yeah.
That's your turn. All right, so now it is their turn.
Wisdom saves?
The wisdom saves on them are going to be run right now. So that is all of them are in the area. So 3 wisdom saves. So for the red one is going to be a 16.
Save.
The orange one is going to be a 6. So fail on the orange one. And now finally the purple one, that's going to be a 16.
Saves.
All right. So actually no, that's going to be a 17.
Misses then.
So that is half damage for which one failed was the orange one, right?
The orange one, yeah, I think so.
All right. Okay. So give me 1 second. Calculate the damage here.
You can choose whether it's radiant or necrotic.
Yep. I know I can't choose it. It's has to be within my like if I'm good or bad.
It's about it's about his
alignment.
His alignment.
Alignment, yeah.
Okay.
So, as you see the spear, the tiny little stars spin around in circles, they strike down at the orange one, killing him instantly as they begin just slashing him. And you see the blood coming out and pouring into the ground until he just falls and sort of like tries to get back up as one of the stars just slices his throat, and he just turns his head and dies on the ground. The other ones still stand as the stars begin to cut the arms of these entities. The one on the top, the guy with the sort of like more muscular look and the mask, seems to be perfectly fine. However, the red there is hurting a little bit. He is going to move right here and is going to strike at you. Brighto.
Yep.
So that is going to be a 17 to hit.
It hits.
17 hits. Ooh. 18. Total of 21 points of damage. 3 of them are necrotic. As he slashes across your back. Are you at half hit points? Or below? Alright. You take an extra 20 points of necrotic damage as behind your back, the mark that had left you leaves your body and blows up in a flash of sort of black vapor, blowing up on your back and just leaving the armor sort of even a little bit exposed there and the skin burnt beneath you. Extra 20 points of necrotic damage. All right, so
I'm down.
You are unconscious? All right, Brighto is unconscious on the ground. That means that your spell is going to fade, right?
Down. Yep.
All right. Let me just remove that from here then. Oh, oops, sorry. There we go. So Brighto is down from that. The other guy, however, passed away, so he cannot do anything. And that guy is going to stay in his position. Next up, it is the purple guy, the sort of monk, shadow monk sort of deal, and he's going to strike at Eclipse. Seeing him attack, holding his arm weakened, he's going to strike at him.
The bitch.
Natural 20 on the first hit. So that is going to be so that is going to be 11 points of bludgeoning damage as he punches you right across the face. And I'm going to have you make a dexterity saving throw for me at disadvantage. All right, as he punches you in the face, you are knocked into the ground and you are now prone, so he has advantage on his next 2 strikes against you. By the way, if you hit below half hit points, warn me.
Yeah, already.
You're at half hit points already?
Already, yeah.
He's down.
Okay.
Here we go, boys.
You take 17 points of necrotic damage as the mark on your back explodes again, and he's going to make 2 strikes at you right now.
Are you down or you're okay?
I have 1 HP.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god!
It's better than nothing.
So that is a 21 to hit, so that is going to hit. You're at 1 hit point? All right.
Yeah, he's down. He's down.
He's going to strike you down as you're on the floor, and he punches you in the chest. He's going to strike again. That is going to be 21 to hit again, and you failed 2 death saving throws as he punches you in the ground. All right, that is going to be his turn. So top of the round, it is Sade's turn.
Brighter is unconscious. No saving throws. Still roll. No death roll.
He has not rolled anything up.
The Eclipse has 2, right?
Yes.
The Eclipse has failed 2 death saving throws.
Brighto
When you
plays
Brighton.
first. Brighto plays
Yeah,
first, then
plays
Eclipse,
first.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're raging.
Yeah. Oh no. I'm just. I only seeing all my party go down. Thorbjorn is not very happy. He's not very.
Action.
Go ahead, Sade.
Roll a potion down Ryder's throat.
All right, you see Sade just move out of where she was hidden, running at this incredible speed and sort of flipping over one of the corpses there, grabbing one of the potions out of her bag and shoving it down Brido's throat as he's on the floor. And one of the masked ones just... You heal for 15 points, Brido, and you come back to life.
That's all I can do for...
All right, are you gonna stay there then?
Yeah, I can't do anything else. So yes.
You
Alright.
can bonus action disengage.
To what? To do what? Disengage to where?
She
No.
already used her movement to get there. A lot of her
Yeah,
movement to
also
get there.
that.
Okay. Oh, okay.
All right, so Thorbjorn, that is your turn now. Thank God that Eclipse just passed away next to Brighter, right?
Yeah. Okay, as I saw the purple one take down Eclipse,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna punch.
Go right ahead. He did not do anything else. He was too focused getting that guy down, so it will be a straight roll. Because I forgot that I should have used Patient Defense. I forgot that he had key points. Whatever. It's done, it's done.
You suck at this game, dude.
20
Just
hits.
saying.
I could have used actually no, he doesn't have Flurry of Blows on his sheet. He just has Patient Defense, so I could not have killed him, but I could have at least been better. Alright, you see Thorbjorn in anger punches the guy straight in the nose, breaking sort of part of the mask as it cracks open a little bit, and you see the clawed hand punch as well with him. That is on the purple one. Alright. Go ahead. Next strike, you then punch him with your left hand on the stomach. You can roll the extra damage there as well, as the incarnation just stabs him with his with its claws. So that is okay. As he stares still at you. Are you counting the attacks that you're hitting?
Yeah. I'm
Okay,
gonna
good.
Flurry of Blows.
Flurry of Blows again. As you see him sort of laugh, you begin in anger lashing out at him. The suspense before the flurry of blows. Strike again, elbow to the face, damaging him very much. Actually, he is kind of low as you just sock him with your elbow, and that you see that the incarnation, instead of striking as well with the elbow, you see as Thorbjorn does the movement, a spike comes out of the incarnation of Anger's forearm and stabs him in the side as he is looking very hurt.
There's one more left.
One more flurry of blows.
15.
You go to strike, and in the last effort, he manages to duck under your punch, being still left alive.
That's all. Oh, this one was gonna hurt him a lot.
But he is visibly hurt.
And that's all I can do.
All right, that's all you can do. Good. So now it is Brighter's turn.
Yeah.
Top of the
I'm
round.
back. Everyone around me gets healing.
Everyone within 5 feet of
Yep.
Brido heals up
So-
as radiance begins shining from him.
Eclipse comes back up with 8 HP.
You get back up to 8
And
HP.
I don't
Eclipse.
think anyone else took damage, right? Okay.
as you see the radiance go down into Eclipse's nose. Excuse me. You then finally get back to life with a huge hole blown on your back, on your clothes, and just bleeding out.
As I'm getting up, I'll point my stuff below Thorbjorn to the purple guy. And I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt.
Between my legs.
You just see
kinda, yeah.
The guy's like hurt, and then he's like looking at Thorbjorn, and then out of nowhere he sees a glowing staff under Thorbjorn's legs. As Thorbjorn, you look down, and it's pretty much like having a radiant boner as.
And it shot out a white stuff right at his face.
Yes, not white quite. It's blue and then purplish, but sure. As this bolt of light just blasts into its face, almost knocking the head off of this guy, and you manage to knock it down. Oh, whoops! I'm sorry. With a 20.
Does he die? He's knocked.
No, he down. He dies. Unless you wanted to make it. Unless you wanted to make non-lethal, he dies.
Okay.
No, it's lethal.
As it just blows away like chunks of its body from this radiant bolt of purplish energy. All right, anything else?
I'll stand up.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna, as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Patient Defense, and I'll just.
Okay, got it.
I don't.
So suddenly, Brido disappears and a monk appears in his place, using Patient Defense and getting into a defensive position. All right.
Yeah, no, that's all.
Gotcha. So next up, Eclipse, it's your turn. You're knocked down on the ground on the floor at 8 hit points, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to kill the one that's left.
All right, go ahead. Are you gonna shoot from the ground into him? Disadvantage still.
Yeah, fortunately.
But does that take his disadvantage?
No.
Sad.
Unless no, it won't take it. That's a difficult thing to process in my head. But first, all right, that is going to hit because disadvantages don't stack, and you see Eclipse just bleeding out from his mouth, blood just on the floor. Raises his middle finger as silver light comes up from it and just shoots it at the creature. Eclipse, how would you like to finish it off?
Not my friend, you bitch.
All right, the silver bolt begins to rotate around his finger and just shoots out straight into the guy's balls. And as it does, it just blow up with silver radiant light that spreads onto its body and begins burning it away slowly. As he falls on the ground, bringing us finally out of combat.
This combat took 18 seconds, right?
Yes, about that, yeah. So before we handle that, I am going to ask you something, Brido. Is there anything that you can or want to do for Lady Zune?
I'll start rumbling through my backpack.
Okay.
As I'm walking slowly, and I'll take out the crystal that the Yamato brother gave me.
The diamond, yes.
Yeah, the diamond. And I close my eyes for a bit, and I hope I can do this. And I'm gonna kneel close to her, and I'm gonna press the crystal against her chest.
Diamond.
Okay.
Diamond.
We get it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's more impact.
So as he grabs the diamond, you see Brido putting down his staff into the crystal form, the staff that is now sort of this sort of perfectly carved wood instead of like the twisting wood that it had before. As he places it down on the ground and kneels, pressing the crystal, you see this sort of purplish and pink energy begin to go into his arms and sort of spreading into his shoulders as his eyes begin to glow. I'm going to ask, is there anyone from the group that wants to attempt to assist Brido with what he's attempting to do? All right, so how would you like to contribute?
Been there, done that.
How would you like to contribute to this eclipse?
Like you mean like if I want to give him advantage or like?
No. If you
like,
want to, you describe to me how you would help him perform this ritual that requires him to sort of have a lot of focus.
I would go to the opposite side of the body and like look at him and ask, "What can I assist you with? How can I like help you in this ritual?"
He's focused, so he won't answer you.
He can answer. He can answer.
Oh,
This is the beginning of the moment. You can answer him if you want, Brido.
Just help me. Call out for Soraka. She can help.
All right. So is that what you're going to do, Eclipse?
Yeah.
All right. So roll a persuasion check for me, please.
Persuasion. At the normal, right?
Yeah. Oh well, no disadvantage. It is a ability check, so you are at disadvantage right now. All right. You see Eclipse begin to focus as Brido is focusing too, and the glow in Brido's person begins to increase slightly as the moonlight radiance turns to a slight gold and begins to drift into the diamond as well. Anyone else in the party want to contribute in any way towards this?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
I'm just frustrated overall, but understanding what it means and having passed through that situation and also giving and taking life, I'll just put a hand on Briar's shoulder and just, I don't know, try to not give my life, but just help him focus just like on the same flow of Ionia energy.
All right.
Making sure it goes to the right place.
Okay. As you begin doing that, you hear a voice in your brain.
Fuck. You can't. I won't touch it.
Saved.
Yep. I just.
We can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
However, sting her. And I will help.
Stinger. How will you help?
I will help her breathe again. Sting her, Sid, and I will help her breathe again.
Will you also possess her or something?
I do not wish to possess anyone. Sting her.
Is she talking out loud?
No.
Sting her.
It's in our brain!
And I will
What are
make
the
her breathe
consequences?
again.
You give her breath, and what does she
You
give?
don't have much time, you realize this, Sid. The spell you're afraid
It's a quick action!
The spell you're
Answer me!
performing takes a minute to fully cast. If she dies past that time, you don't have time to sting her. And I will help her breathe again.
It's
Will
kind
let
of
me sting her.
instantaneous, but sure.
You need to cast it within the first minute that she dies. Time is tick-tocking for you guys.
I'll
Yes.
quickly ask.
The casting is instantaneous. That's
Yes,
what
but she needs to cast it before the minute passes. If she wants to help, it needs to be before the minute.
Yeah, I'll quickly ask. Brighter the demon says he can help. You want me to sing? I have no
No,
more
thank
details. Okay. Yes.
All right, so we're gonna keep it at this then.
Yeah.
All right.
Question, is my
yeah
is one thing, is my key different?
yeah it is
Is
red.
my key still okay? Then no. I won't.
Red and dark. You hear in
I
your
just
head.
I just run past them straight for the door, by the way.
Okay, you hear in your head, Sade.
Well, your choice is your choice.
You still have time to answer me now, then.
And
What was the trade?
you don't hear again anything in your
Well.
brain. Brido, roll a wisdom check for me.
I don't like this.
All right.
If I feel like something is going wrong, I'll instantaneously try to change it.
All right.
One second.
Okay. So, as you feel Eclipse's help, and you feel the radiance within the diamond crumples to dust, and the sunlight, along with your bluish, purplish radiance, begins to mix and climb back up to the ceiling almost, as it then strikes down on the body of Lady Zune.
Oh,
You hear her take breath and inhale. Still with her eyes closed, but breathing.
I'll grab Eclipse face.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
As you grab his face, you see the silver moonlight that is emanating from the cracks on his skin turns gold once again. You are
Wow.
restored to your initial state.
Yay! I'm back.
That's something.
Yay!
Do I know anything about what happened before with helping the people on
You saw flashes of golden light. That was all that you did,
Okay.
according to your perception check at the time.
Okay. Yeah. That means a lot. Well, we might discuss that later.
Yeah, let's
I'm
help
gonna
Lady
cast.
Zune.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast a Cure Wounds on her.
All right, go right ahead.
16.
Once again, you touch her, and now she opens her eyes, like breathing heavily. I felt something on my back.
Well,
And she
if
kind
I
of
know.
begins looking around. See, this is why I didn't want to come here. Why?
Well, we said we would help.
God. And she kind of just lays back down and sits there, or lies there just on the floor looking at the ceiling. Thorbjorn, you were running towards the door, right?
Yeah.
What do you do?
How much time has
Thorbjorn.
it passed?
For right now, I would say the final minute has passed.
We need to get the spear.
Yes.
Yeah, but as I go to the door, so I guess in 12 seconds it would.
It would have passed, yes.
Yeah.
Incarnation
so I
is
just-
off.
Yeah. I just looking at the door, I just scream on the top of my lungs, just open the door. I can't shout because.
Yeah, okay. As you do that, no response. Roll a perception check for me, Thorbjorn.
Perception.
I want to loot everyone.
20.
Greedy.
All right, we'll get to that.
The fast time.
So as you look at the door and you don't see any answer, you see on the ground, right in front of the door, an open scroll with some sort of sigils marked on it.
I just turn right. Brighto.
Read.
Yeah.
Scrolls. Something's off.
It's. Sure. Wait.
You see Lady Zune, like, she looks... I literally just died!
As Ryder
So
is
did
passing, I wanna pat on his shoulder like good job.
Thank you.
You're so
What?
welcome.
You go there to the scroll?
Yeah.
Alright,
There's
roll an Arcana
scrolls.
check for me. Well, actually, no. Interesting thing. As Thorbjorn is tall, it goes in there. You don't hear him shout back that there's something there. You just see Thorbjorn point and you see his mouth open and close, but you don't hear anything.
What the hell is...
Do I hear him talk?
Oh man, I'll
You do.
get up.
No, you don't. You don't hear him, no.
I'll get up and I'll look at Haycliff and just stay
Let's
with
go.
her.
Oh,
No, stay with her.
Alright,
And
as you...
I'll...
Are you gonna
yeah.
walk in?
Yeah, I want to walk in and I'll keep talking
Yeah, and
Thorbjorn. I'll keep saying Thorbjorn.
up to about 20 feet from the gate. Well, actually, no, up to 15 feet from the gate. It stops. Your voice does not come out again.
So my voice doesn't come out at all.
Your voice did not come out at all.
I'll step back.
Yeah?
Oh. I'll go and I'll just grab Thorbjorn and pull him out.
Alright.
Not like strongly, but just...
Yeah.
You pull him out of
Yank him.
the 15 feet, alright? You pull him out?
Yeah. That's probably just some kind of protection from spells and stuff. I don't know.
Can you dispel it?
You have to
Tornado-
get the spear.
Tornado,
There's
but
nothing
I don't-
here.
I don't know. I don't feel comfortable grabbing the spear if there's anything strange around us.
You know, this probably was a test, right? She said you needed to earn it.
I just want to be sure. Yes, it might be a test.
Go close to the spear. Let's be sure.
And I start walking towards the spear.
Alright,
I'll go with him.
in that process, roll an investigation check for me, Sade. As you are going through the bodies.
Why isn't sleight of hand? Oh, I got everything.
ooh.
Because it's not sleight of hand, because this has nothing to do with sleight of hand. You're not trying to
I'm
like
just-
hide anything with your hands or palm anything.
Mine.
So
Sage
as
should
you
have been a goblin.
as you go around through their bodies, you find
That was the only thing I did. Nothing.
all of their masks. They do not carry anything with them other than the masks that they have.
Do I sense any magic? Can I even sense anything?
You would
there?
not. You would not sense anything.
Yeah. No.
Is there any other artifacts
Natural
in
20
the room,
for a
or
mask.
is it just a spear?
There's more, I think.
There are other 4 artifacts on the altars in the map that you see, the jade colored altars. There are 4 items that are floating down, floating around here on this
Do
place.
I recognize them?
No, you didn't pay attention to school. One
would
of
have
them, one of them is like some boots that have this sort of like, they have greenish jade scales and these sort of like what seems to be a mix of feathery, scaly wings on the heels. There is a ring, a jade ring that is floating on one of those things. There is a staff that has sort of the shape of a dragon head at its tip. And there is an amulet, a jade amulet with the symbol of the Shojin, which is pretty much the jade serpent wrapping around the mountain within it. This is all of the ones that you see here.
You said the guy had the book, right? The guy from the
book has
beginning.
disappeared. It was an illusion.
How convenient. Okay.
I start walking towards the spear.
You walk towards the spear. As you move forward, you begin sensing coming from the spear just sort of, it's almost a vibration in the air. You begin sort of feeling a woo, 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 as you are getting close to it.
I stop before starting to climb the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
I take a full breath.
I'll get close and I'll
calm. I try to calm myself,
Which is easier with Brido next to you.
and then
I'll give a hand on the shoulder to Thorbjorn as
Yeah.
I'm casting guidance to help him out.
Very well. Guidance it is. You see his hand glow slightly as your shoulder glows as well. Thorbjorn, what do? You take a deep breath, you walk up the stairs?
Yeah, I just reaffirm that I'm grabbing the spear not for my own purpose, but to stop a lot of pain coming into the world.
All right. Thorbjorn, I will ask you one question. Why do you want to stop this pain?
Because I'm angrier at myself that I couldn't stop pain before.
All right. And what makes you angry about not being able to stop the pain?
Seeing the pain in others, where if I had succeeded at what I had to do, they wouldn't suffer.
All right. Very well. Roll a wisdom check for me and add 1d4 from guidance.
Wisdom check. Fuck.
1d4.
10.
Am I close enough to do Fate of Stars?
Yes, you are. You said you were going to do close. If you see, as you see Thorbjorn grab the spear, you hear the begin to sort of vibrate a lot faster, and as the frequency increases, you feel the air heat up around him.
I wanna
what are you
give
gonna do?
like a twist to the with the staff to the air,
Yeah.
and I'll just cast Fate of the Stars.
All right, you're gonna take damage.
Yep.
You see, as you guys eclipse, mainly you, because as Sade is sort of like rummaging around the body, seeing if she finds something. You see Brido's sort of eyes begin to glow with this radiance, and his staff begins to wind up in the air, pointing it straight at Thorbjorn. Thorbjorn, rolling wisdom check with advantage. I'm going to consider the d4 that you added still.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
To 17.
A 16 DC was what you needed to beat in order to grab it without something happening.
Okay.
As you
Thank you, Brighto.
As you go, you feel the air heating up, and suddenly a recognizable energy begins to warp around you and cools off the air as the frequency just goes back to a steady, very light, and you grab the lance of the Shojin from the pedestal, and it is within your grasp. And as you do, we are going to end today's episode right there.
Okay.
That was
so
close, dude.
Fucking hell.
That was very close.
You weren't useless, Sade.
I feel so fucking useless.
Trust, you weren't.
I am so
You weren't
bored,
because
as in I did nothing.
you saved them.
Yeah.
No damage, nothing.
Damage is
I got a
not
mask
about
with a natural
damage.
20.
Yeah.
It's not like
Nothing
you
useful
finish
on a
a
fight.
league game and go to
Say
the
it.
graphs and like, oh my god, I
No,
did
but
no
like I
damage.
couldn't
Like,
protect. I
I've been
couldn't
AFK
attack.
all the game.
Sa-
I could
you couldn't protect.
Begin and throw
Say it.
Ocean.
Imna, because of you, 3 people lived.
Guys, I'm going to use this moment because this is a very common thing that tends to happen with people that play D&D. I feel like at the point where we are, it is important that we understand this. It is not always going to be your day. Not every fight is supposed to be a person's time to shine. Not every fight is going to be easy. Not every fight is going to be about dealing damage. And not every time are you going to be in advantageous circumstances. There's going to be days where it's frustrating, where you're going to roll like shit. There's going to be days where you are pretty much just useless during the whole fight. There's going to be days where even yourself as a player cannot see everything that you can do, and so you fail on things. Now, this doesn't diminish, you know, you guys are a group. You guys are here to achieve a goal as a group. And there are things that are compensated by your other members. Whenever one of you is rolling like shit, maybe another is rolling really well. Yeah. Eclipse was not supposed to hit any attacks this session, and he still managed to hit 2 attacks.
And it was like this.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Eclipse almost died, in fact, today. You know, there's tons of things that you guys can do, but in order to, whenever you're rolling like trash, in order for you to improve on what you can do, it requires you to invest a little bit of time in looking into what else you can do and how else you can help. Because it's like I'm telling you, there's not every fight is going to be designed for Eclipse to be able to land a counter spell. Not every fight is going to be designed for Thorbjorn to land a stunning strike and not letting me hit an attack for half an hour. Not every fight is going to be balanced for Brido to be able to use Spiritual Guardians and destroy half of the guys that are there with it. And not every fight is going to be made for you, Sade, to explode 1 or 2 targets. There's fights where either you're rolling like crap, or you require a little bit more of thinking. For example, something that I would suggest: once you saw that you were attacking at disadvantage, you can hold your action to attack when someone attacks the creature and gets rid of that thing. That is something that you can do, for example. Or you can use the dominate person. You know, sometimes since you were going
really with a wisdom 13.
They have a +2 bonus to wisdom.
I don't know that yet.
They failed. One of them literally failed the save twice for Brido, which is a 15 save. He rolled 4 and 3.
But it doesn't make sense for me to go for that as a first option on the battle. So.
Sure, but it is an option. When you see that it fails, it is an option that everything else fails. It is an option for you to do.
But there was no even. As soon as you suggested, that wasn't even a chance for it. I wouldn't use it on that moment because. That wasn't much after all, because they either died or we died, so I kind of had to act on it.
Yes, what I'm saying is you attack these creatures twice. The first time you missed the attack, you saw that it was at disadvantage. The second time, you can try something else. The same way that I forgot, for example, that I could have used patient defense because it's the only monk thing that guy had, and it fucked me in the ass. You know, things that we forget about and where we fuck up, you know, change the fight. That guy might have been living for an extra round, and he might have killed Eclipse right there. And the Revivify would have been cast on Eclipse instead of Lady Zune. But I forgot that I had patient defense, because there's a lot of things that I'm tracking. And so, like, that can happen to you guys too. I'm just saying there's, like, tons of options that you have. Not everything's about dealing damage, and not everything is about having cool, flashy moments. There's some days where it's all gonna be shit. And these guys...
not even about that. Okay.
That guy's from... I know it's not a contest, but you were frustrated that he didn't deal any damage and that you felt useless. That's why I'm saying... That's why I'm saying
it's
not all about that.
Not assassinating or something. It's just...
It's not all about
that. Not getting anything. I'm not even paralyzes or anything.
Yeah, but I'm being honest, Imna. You were not useless on this fight. If you weren't on this fight, or even if you were just trying to do damage, Eclipse would have died.
Yeah,
he would have, because Thorbjorn.
I made that choice though.
Yeah, because Thorbjorn was in rage. When he's in rage, he only sees enemies. Punch them down, kill them, and that's it.
And also, there's another thing that you have to consider. If you did not save Brido there, I can tell you a few turns what would have happened. So Brido would have been healed by Thor. If Thorbjorn chose to shove a potion down Brido's throat, Brido would have healed there. However, he would have probably not been able to trigger his feature to be able to heal back Eclipse. The guy would have still been alive. He would have punched down Eclipse again, and maybe kill him again. So, plus if Eclipse is still prone and the guy goes after, the guy can kill him. Plus he has things to knock him prone. He has things to stun. He has 3 attacks. Eclipse could have died in the next turn right after. So it is choices that you have to make, right? And it is things that you have to do.
I can still feel frustrated about them.
Sure, you can.
Yeah, it's just that.
You can feel frustrated, but I know
what I did. Like I know.
I'm just trying to tell you.
It had to be done, and I'm glad Thorbjorn gave me his potion when we talked, because otherwise.
I remember that. I was thinking, I gave her my potion, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
That's why I had one. Because I'm out. So that's a thing. But I know what I did, and I know it had to be done. Otherwise, we would have.
Yeah,
but it felt very prompt.
Yeah, prompt.
Sorry, my Portuguese just came out.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, prompt.
But yeah, there you go. Like
I'm glad we were able to save like these wounds. That was very frustrating. So it's just dead. And we promised to keep you safe. Dead. First person.
Hey, she's alive, and now we have a bargaining chip.
There were monks around you guys.
Yeah, we need a diamond now.
there were monks around you guys when you guys were.
Wasn't that my plan all along?
And now we can
let her die to have a trading.
Hey, you died. We brought you back. We spent the diamond on you. Can we have an armor at least back, please?
The armor is worth a lot more than the diamond.
Yeah.
Hey, is it worth more than her life?
Yeah.
That's up to her to decide. Anyway,
because Brighto took a fucking beating because of not having an armor.
You did.
No, I didn't.
You did.
Most of the hits were above
20,
my
it
normal
was.
AC.
Your AC with the armor was like 18.
It was just 16 or 17. So
it was either 17 or 18.
All of the attacks would have hit him.
Yeah.
I actually was rolling pretty well. I was rolling pretty well on the marked for death, or on the mark of death damage as well.
Yeah, dude, you gave me a really good hit, leaving me at 11 HP and even exploding the 20 damage, and I'm like, okay, I'm fucked.
When you were below the thing that triggers the mark, that is actually part of the class that I had made for rogues, the custom class that I made for rogues on Rune, was that ability is part of it. So that's
a cool one.
That is very dangerous, a very dangerous thing. The worst thing is like if you are triggered below 50 hit points, but like 50% hit points, but it's like a lot under. Then if the mark triggers, it is most definitely going to kill you. Like if it's like a large hit, and it triggers you and makes you a lot lower than 50% already, the mark hits and you pretty much kill a target. However, you can only use that once though.
Still, I'm just sad that I couldn't hit the last.
Yeah, that was
the last flurry of blows.
The AC was 16. You rolled a 15.
Yeah, it was the 5th hit, by the way.
Yeah.
It was gonna be
he's gonna explode. Yeah. Anyway, that was the episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out. That was the ambush that I had prepared, but I'm actually happy because I did not want to kill one of my characters. So I'm happy that she lives because I get to still play her a little bit more, and there's she's a pretty cool character. So yeah, thank you everyone that watched. Thanks so much. Thank you guys for playing. That was pretty sick. And yeah, I guess it is time for us to roll out the wiener.
Intro.
Outro.
Intro. Outro.
Intro/intro.
Intro/intro. And finally, go to sleep and end today's episode of Rune. Bye guys, sleep well, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.